Welcome back to Gridbusters. Horrible morning today. It's pouring with rain. I'm not even sure if Jude's going to turn up, to be honest, but it's going to be like this all week and we need to get these final solar panels on. So let me just show you. So we've got 8 more panels to put up here and then 1 final panel on that string. So that's 10 solar panels, and they are the easiest panels to put up because they're right at the bottom. So it's very, very close to the tower there, but we will get absolutely soaked. Perfect job to be doing in the rain. Well, if you can do it here, you can do it anywhere. So I guess this is the reality of Northern European solar installation on a rainy day. It would start pouring with rain as soon as I'm on the highest part of the roof. Bloody thing won't open. Oh, there we go. Oh. absolutely soaked through, wet, miserable, cold, it's raining. We've got a bit of sun now, which is good, but I can see some more storm clouds coming over. But we're going to push on. We've only got 6 more panels to put up on this string, and then the final panel to put up on the top string there. So that's 7 panels, and then we're done. Also got to crimp some connectors on the other end, but then we're finished. So we're just going to push on to get it all finished today. So let's get those final panels installed.
She thought she could tear us apart when she kissed your lips. Oh, what a plot twist. 'Cause now you adore me, go right now. Adore me. Oh, so cruel. Oh, so
Jude's gone home now because it was absolutely pouring with rain, and we've got all the panels up. It's just the cabling left, which I can do on my own. So this cable here is going to be the string for extension, which is going to go all the way to the top. So I'm just going to go and connect that now to the top string, connect that up, and then cable tie it all the way down, and then we can connect that one up. This takes me back to rock climbing. I did it when I was at school. So yeah, kind of similar process. Using the same muscle group, I'm sure, as, well, very, very amateur rock climbing. When you're 12 years old, it's quite basic stuff, really. Right, so let's just get this cable. Where are we? Here we go, that's the end we need. Fantastic. Let's just untangle that. So another comment I had on the last video was somebody was saying, why do we only have 8 or 9 panels per string? Why not have more panels per string? Well, that's because of the Victron charge controllers. So the Victron charge controllers only go up to 450 volts. So that's our limitation, unfortunately. Let me just bring that safety harness down there. So we're running at about 350 volts existing. With the new panels, we're going to be going about 300 and, I think we're about 360, 370 volts. And you want a bit of headway because in the winter, the actual voltage increases with these solar panels. So the colder the temperature, the higher the voltage. So if we had, like, for instance, a -10, which is very, very rare here, but if we, you know, I don't think it's ever got to -10, but let's say it went up to -10, then we'll probably be very, very close to that 450 volt threshold. I've looked at historical records, and we've had -5, but not for like 20 years or something. So I think we're going to be okay. I don't think we'll go above 450 volts. I very, very much doubt we'll ever get above that. But I'm going to keep an eye on it. So that's why I'm just pushing the panels up to 9 panels per string rather than the 8. I was being very conservative when I installed the system. The other thing you need to remember is that these panels are quite a long way from our plant room. Probably about 50 meters or so. So we actually do have a little bit of voltage drop because they're so far away from the plant room. So having a high voltage actually works in our favor. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cable tie some of this together here so it doesn't all flap about. So I've just finished crimping all of the connectors on and the final hookup. So yeah, that's all done now, all tidied up, ready to go. Final thing left to do is to connect up the solar combiner box in the garage, and then we're ready for the big switch on. So I've got the third solar combiner box. This is slightly different to these combiner boxes, that it has MC4 connectors for the solar panels. I think it's actually a better way of doing it because it means that you can disconnect the solar panels if you want to do maintenance. Right now, if I want to disconnect the solar panels, it's a bit of a problem because they're permanently wired in, and I'd have to do it at night time, and even then there'd still be a little bit of voltage on them. So yeah, it just makes unplugging them, disconnecting them, a problem. So I might actually change the internal wiring of these so that they have MC4 connectors on them in due course. I think that is like a modification I will do. So yeah, I'm learning as I'm going. So this combiner box I'm going to put right at the top here so that the solar cables can come out of the trunking here and then connect straight in here. The lines that go to the plant room will still be hardwired in. Those don't have MC4 connectors, which is fine. So I think when I modify these two boxes here, I will then move those up. So right now, I'm just going to mount this combiner box here flush with the top of this panel. And I just got some screws, so that's the first job. Let's get this mounted at the top here. I think that's about right. Eventually, I'll move all of the other combiner boxes up to the same level when I modify them for MC4 connectors, but right now, this is going to be a little bit higher than the others. Right, that's not going anywhere. Excellent. So now we just need to, I think I could use another screw there, I think. So let's sort that out. There we go. Just put one in there. Excellent. So we're going to have these cables coming up in the middle, and then we're going to have two cables, rather be something like that, two cables coming up on one side and then two cables coming up the other side. So I think we could probably use three holes there. We'll go through here. These cables go all the way through underground to the other building, to the plant room. We're in the garage at the moment. And I put these cables in when we installed the system as like a future expansion. Now the problem is they're not labeled at the other end, so we need to identify which string is which. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect a positive and neutral together inside the plant room, and then we can buzz it through the meter to see which is which, and then get them labeled up. Right, so we've got the solar cables here, and what I've actually done is I've connected up one of the positives and one of the negatives together. Thank you for someone in the comments for recommending that I do that. And then all I need to do is check it at the other end with the meter, and we can very quickly identify which these two cables are. So maybe we'll make this string 5, and then this can be string 6. Yep, there we go. So using the meter, I've just identified that is string 5, and then the other one is string 6. So the solar company has provided these little spade connectors here, these little crimpable connectors. So I'm just actually crimping these on and connecting them up. So let me just crimp that on there. There we go. Yep, I'm happy with that. And then we just have one more cable to do. That goes through here. And I haven't actually put it through the the correct entrance there. Oh dear, right, okay, I need to undo that one. It's a little mistake I've made there. So let's, okay, I haven't actually wired it in yet, so that's good. Let's just actually, before we push that through, I'm just gonna crimp this here and then we'll put it through the correct hole there. There we go. Just checking, I keep forgetting to push the record button on the camera, it's terrible. I've done it like 4 times today. There we go. And that's going to go through there. And that one's going to go through there. So that goes. And then one goes through there. Fantastic. Right. So the final 2 connections, let's just undo those. Those aren't undone. And then we'll just go through and make sure every connection in this combiner box is tight. Can't assume it's come, oops, that's the wrong one. Can't assume it's come every, I never assume that every single connector in these combiner boxes are fully torqued up. I need to check it myself. Here we go. So these actually also have lightning protection in them, so that's pretty cool. We've also got some fuses in here and some circuit breakers as well. So I'm just going to get the cover on, and then we can switch everything on, and hopefully it will work. There we go. Welcome to the next day. Well, things didn't go quite as planned last night, and I actually gave up and started again this morning. One small problem. Well, the first thing is I actually had to set up the charge controller. So basically all you need to do is I connected via Bluetooth, saved the settings from one of my other charge controllers, and then loaded it into the new charge controller. So that's all pretty straightforward. And everything was working, but it just wasn't showing up on the control panel, on the touchscreen, on the Serbo GX. It just wasn't showing up, and I just couldn't get it working. I plugged the network cable in directly into the little mini computer there, into this socket here. And then I remembered that sometimes it can be a little bit fussy about which socket you use. So what I actually did was I removed the cable directly from the Serbo GX, took the cover off the Quattro, and actually there's a network cable going into here, and there's a terminator which terminates the network signal. So I looped it back out of here into the charge controller and put the terminator in the charge controller, thinking that surely will work, and it still wouldn't work. And after a lot of thinking about it, a lot of fiddling about, I actually removed the cable from the Quattro, put the terminator back, and then looped it out of my Lynx shunt. So the Lynx shunt originally, it has an input and an output, and the output had a terminator on. So I took the output from the shunt, put it into the charge controller and put the terminator there, and then it seemed to work. No idea why looping it out of the shunt it worked, but looping it out of the Quattro it didn't. Maybe it's a different type of signal, or who knows, but anyway, it works. So yeah, so if you have the same problem, just try it in different ports. The correct port to use on the Serbo GX are these middle ports, and there's only, how many is there? I think there's only 2 or 3 sockets there, so they were all full. So that's why I didn't plug it into that socket. So yeah, it's a little bit fussy about which socket you use with these network cables. Wasted so much time, but I got it all going. However, we're getting some incredible results on the solar. So this morning, we actually topped out at 15 kilowatts going into the system. So for a very short time, 15 kilowatts, and we have been getting 14 kilowatts, 13 kilowatts. So yeah, we're getting some really good results. Let's have a look. So right now, what are we getting? We're getting, yeah, 9,500 watts. So yeah, pretty good. I mean, the house is using about a kilowatt of power there. Yeah, we're going 150 amps straight into the batteries there. So yeah, all looking good. But like I said, this has been up to 15 kilowatts very briefly when the sun was directly on it. So really happy. So everything has been a success. The next job we're going to be doing is starting to work out how we can put some solar panels on the back of the house to get the afternoon and evening sun. So that's going to be another project. So in the next video, we're going to start planning out that and working out exactly where we're going to put that on the roof. Plus, it's quite an old roof, and our builder, Jude, he ensures me that the roof doesn't need reinforcement. He reckons it's strong enough. I like to always you know, be a little bit cautious on that. So we're going to put some extra reinforcement in the roof just in case. But the thing about solar panels, when you put them on a roof, it's not just about how heavy they are in terms of, you know, the downward force. You also need to think about the lifting force as well. So that's really important, particularly with the roof we have on this house. So you've got to think about, you know, when the wind goes underneath them and pulls them up, so you've got that lifting force. So we might need to work out some way we can reinforce the roof in a way that actually locks it more into the building, so that we reinforce it for the lifting capacity as well, because we do get some very strong winds coming down the hill and hitting the back of the roof. So I'm a little bit worried about that. So I think a little bit of reinforcement is going to be needed in the back of the roof for the solar panels we put on there. So we'll be covering that all in the next video. Thanks for all your comments, by the way. Love reading your comments. It really encourages me to make more videos and keep up the channel. We've got lots and lots of projects coming up. Please also subscribe and like this video. That would really help me out, and I'll catch you in the next video.